Thank you very much for joining us for the pre-final press conference of the DP World ILT20. A pleasure to have the two captains, the two finalists, Colin Munro from Desert Vipers and James Vince from Gulf Giants. It's been an incredible tournament, and now we are just one game away from the grand moment when we'll have the first ever champion of the DP World ILT20. I welcome you all here at the press conference. We'll have a quick interaction with the captains first, then I'll hand it over to the media for their questions. Colin, it's been a fantastic ride, right? One of the top teams who've been absolutely phenomenal throughout. Now just one game away. What's the plan? What's the strategy? And I'm sure the camp's super excited about this.
To be honest, just to come and enjoy the occasion. Sometimes you can forget that when you're playing in finals. So enjoy the day for what it is, and hopefully just put on a good show. We've got two wonderful teams in the final, two form teams from the group stages in the final. Doesn't always happen in tournament play, but you know it is in this one. And I think after a long tournament, it's if we can come and put on a good show, the tournament deserves that.
James, for starters, hope you've rested well. You almost did a bad carry yesterday, right? It was just a phenomenal effort, leading the team all the way to the final after a bit of a hiccup in the qualifier one. So now, all keyed up for the big occasion?
Yeah, and exactly what Colin said. It's been a great competition so far. I think it's fitting that the teams that finish top two are battling out in the final tomorrow. And yeah, two good teams going at each other. There's going to have one winner and one loser. Both of us will be doing our best to come out on the winning side, obviously, but as Colin said, you know, hopefully put on a good show for everyone watching.
Still a contender for the green belt over there, the prize for the best batter. You'll be competing with Alex Hales. Are we looking for maybe another big one, maybe a century tomorrow?
That would be nice, yeah. We've had a few washouts, so I'll blame it if I don't get it, it's because of those.
Maybe you're averaging higher than him, right?
But yeah, no, well, hopefully if I do well and he doesn't do well, that gives us a good chance of winning the game, so yeah, that would be nice.
I think we had an earlier conversation and you said that you were keen to take it home, weren't you?
Yeah, if I can fit it back. But yeah, individual accolades are nice, and as I say, tomorrow it would mean we're in a good position if I'm able to overtake him, so fingers crossed.
Colin, Alex has had a phenomenal tournament, and then of course you have so much depth with Rutherford also coming in and making important contributions. Hasaranga in the middle, then of course the bowlers have also been on fire. So overall, the batting, bowling, the combination has, it seems, worked really well so far.
Yeah, I think that's the great thing about our team. It hasn't just, obviously, Hale set the tournament on fire in his first 5 or 6 knocks and then sort of been on a lean patch. So, you know, the Gulf Giants better be careful tomorrow with Alex Hales. So, yeah, hopefully he can come out and score some runs. But, yeah, it's been our squad depth that I think has been real pleasing. And, again, you know, we've just given guys opportunities too throughout the campaign, and yeah, it's fitting that we're in the final, and hopefully we can put on a show tomorrow.
Vince, you've got some like real match winners in the squad, people who have tasted success, the likes of Chris Jordan, David Visa, be it international cricket or be it winning trophies in leagues and all. Maybe that will help come the big game, the crunch moments tomorrow, because it might be also about holding the nerves.
Yeah, but you know, they've also got experience in their side, but as you say, we have got a lot of experience in our team, which hopefully tomorrow just adds a little bit of extra, a few young guys in there as well, but yeah, on the whole, as you say, lots of experience that have played in big games, so yeah, the fact that it's a final, I can't see that phasing anyone.
Wonderful. Lastly, Colin, Rohan Mustafa at the top, after a bit of a shaky start, has given you a couple of flyers, so maybe the UAE players, because it's of course a lot about their development also, his performance, have you been impressed by how he has stepped up now?
Yeah, definitely, and even his bowling has come strength to strength. I think in the T10 is obviously a lot more defensive, but just backs his Yorkers a lot. So he's sort of into the pitch now and got a few more variations up his sleeve. And at the top of the order, there was, you know, he started really well, and then there was probably 3 or 4 games, maybe 5, didn't do too well when we were thinking about changing the combination. But you know, we backed him to do a job, and he was really phenomenal for us in that last few games.
Sanchit and Ayan for you. Sanchit, of course, started off really well also. So again, the progress of your UAE players?
Yeah, it's been great. I think it's a learning curve for them as well. They've experienced some success in the competition and also, you know, realised, probably highlighted some areas where they can go away and try and work on their game. So without them being in this position, playing against the sort of players they've been up against, they might not find that out about themselves. So certainly would have grown throughout the competition, and post-competition we'll have, you know, some areas where they can improve and come back stronger next year.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll take it forward. Yeah, Osama, if you want to go first. Where's the mic?
Hi guys, this is Osama from NDTV. First of all, congratulations to both of you for reaching the finals. My question is for James. You seem to have a plan last night for Rashid Khan. There is a similar kind of a bowler in Desert Vipers, Hasaranga. Do you think you'll have a similar sort of a plan for him as well?
I think me personally, I've had more experience facing Rashid. I think the other night, we didn't play Hasaranga very well, but thankfully we've got that experience to improve on and make sure that we get it right against him tomorrow.
Munro, I'm Ankit Banerjee from Cricket Country. My question is, Sharfan Rutherford is in all probability going to miss the final. Have you identified the guy who's going to replace him?
Yes, we have.
Okay. Who is he?
You might have to wait and see.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Razia from ARY News. James, you've had quite a lot of experience playing on UAE soil, and in a tournament like this, we've seen individual performances from lots of players, Sikandar Raza, Alex Hales, Kieron Pollard. How important is a tournament like this towards keeping a player in the eye of the national selectors? How much of a role do you think it plays? Does it motivate players to sort of play really well if they're trying to make a comeback?
I don't think it does any harm. It probably varies on country to country as to how much they look into people's form in tournaments, but and how many places up for grabs in certain national sides. Certainly can't do you any harm, playing in a tournament with good quality players, performing well. But probably, performing for your country is probably what keeps you in there. But as I say, certainly won't do any harm, and pushing your case forward if opportunities become available.
To both of you, what is the area to be strengthened in a Dubai pitch to win a final?
On the pitch?
From the team point of view.
Us as a team, okay. It's a final, so anyone can beat anyone. So as long as our players are coming out there doing the role that they've been picked to do, I think it's not about reinventing the wheel and trying to put pressure on yourself to go and get a 50 or 100 or whatever the case is, or get FIFA. It's coming in and just doing your role as best you can, and hopefully the Vipers can hold on to their catches. That'll go a long way for us winning the game.
James, if you can answer the same.
Yeah, likewise. Obviously, you've got the two best teams over the course of the competition going head-to-head in a T20 game. It's 50-50. Small moments in the game, as Colin said, a catch here and there, a run out, something like that can change the game. So I think that's why it's so exciting to play in a final, because it's so evenly matched. I'm sure the game will ebb and flow, and one team will be on top 1 minute and another team the next. So all you can do is go out there, stick to what you've done to get to the final, and try and execute on the day.
Colin, you are playing leagues all over the world. How is your overall experience on this IL T20, and how important this tournament for young players of UAE?
Well, first and foremost, the young players of the UAE, James has already said that they've got areas to work on, and some of them have been very successful against some of the best players in the world, to take a lot of confidence from that too. So, yeah, I don't know if the best 12 or 14 players are playing in every single game, so that's something that the league might need to sort out next year. There's a few teams that have a few extra players there, so so hopefully that can be addressed next year, I think. But as well as the tournament, I can only speak for myself, and it's been a wonderful tournament. It's it showcased great cricket, local players and wonderful overseas players, and yeah, it's just been a great time. You're playing in 3 different grounds. I think one thing that sets this apart is the travel. There's not a lot of travel involved. It's quite nice and refreshing not to every second or third day get into an airport or coach and fly and do all that type of thing. So you sort of set up base for the month, and you can sort of unpack everything, and you got a base for the month. So it's quite refreshing in that regard.
Gaurav Gupta from the Times of India. Colin, you've been out of the New Zealand side for a while, white ball side. So do you miss playing for New Zealand? I mean, do you think that leagues like performances in leagues like this can help you earn back your place in the New Zealand setup? Earn back your place. Like
yeah, of course you miss playing for your country. Nothing beats scoring runs for your country and winning games. But I think that ship's long sailed for me. And if I'm brutally honest, I've done well for the last few years. And haven't heard anything from selectors. So I've parked that bus and enjoying the ride that I'm on at the moment.
Okay, you two guys give all the impression of being unflappable on the pitch as captains. I don't see you waving your arms about much, but there must be times when you feel that you want to flap. How do you cope with that? What do you do? Particularly, I mean, with saw last night, it seemed to me that your fellow batters, James, were sort of giving the wickets away at a time when it wasn't necessary to do so. This was the impression from up above. Didn't seem to be playing according to plan. So what were you thinking at those stages?
Well, maybe not according to your plan, but we're clear in how we're going to play. People are going to get out. We won the game with 2 overs to spare and 4 wickets in hand, so I don't think we can question how we went about it. As I say, there's some guys in the team whose role is to come out and be aggressive, and we know that comes with higher risk. That's just the way T20's played. I think you can't expect people to be as consistent in this format, as a longer format where the risk isn't there. You don't need to take any risk. So. The team's balanced out in a way where some players have more freedom, or some guys are going to target certain bowlers. So as long as the thinking's right and people are sticking to what the plan is, you can't always control the outcome. So no, really happy with how the guys played last night.
Would you want to answer how you keep your composure as a captain?
There's been a few times where I've lost my composure as well. But yeah, you just try and be nice and relaxed as much as you can. I've played under captains where they live and breathe every single ball, and it's not very easy, especially for some guys. When you see the captain, throwing the ball away or huffing and puffing, and if you can just try and be as level-headed as possible. It's not always easy out there when certain people aren't watching the captain or talking to friends in the crowd instead of being onto it and looking at and being engaged in the game. But again, that's a learning curve for some players as well, and if they can get better and better at that and staying engaged, then that's fine. So yeah, it's about trying to be calm and give the guys as much freedom to go out there and do what, like James said, you're not always going to be successful in this game, and you win and lose as long as you're learning at the end of the day. That's the biggest thing for us.
Last question.
So just want to ask that, can you tell us, both of you, can you tell us about Can you tell us about more about the pitch? The Dubai pitch. It's always a point of discussion. In Asia Cup also they were saying that batting second, it's little easier. You two also feeling this, that batting second here in Dubai and playing to spinners, in second innings, it a little easier comparatively in the first inning. Was that the case?
Yeah, I think a little bit in terms, the wicket might be a bit different tomorrow when we get here. We'll have to assess that when we get here. But I think over the course of the tournament, the wicket has got a little bit slower and a little bit lower. So, yeah, not much changes for the teams, I don't think. And, it's not a huge difference. It's not as though there's massive dew coming in and really playing a huge role. So I think the team that comes out tomorrow and adapts to the conditions early and plays what's in front of them will come out on top.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think conditions are changing over the course of a single match. So I think with the toss, it's just a preference on whether you prefer chasing or setting a target. You see in some countries a massive dew comes in and the ball becomes difficult to grip. I don't think that's been the case here. I think conditions have actually stayed almost the same throughout the course of a match. As Colin said, the wicket maybe at the start of the competition had a bit more grass here and was maybe offering the seamers a little bit more up front. A bit of that grass has disappeared naturally because of the amount of games we've played. So, yeah, as Colin said, tomorrow, hopefully it's similar to the pitch we played on last night. Go out there and give it our best shot.
Hello, James. This is Jamil Hassan from Caring Sports. I have separate question for both of you. James, for you, this league has been initiated to support the local talent and promote the local talent, the UAE local players. How important it was for them and what skills they have learned from experienced coaches and players like you?
Well, I'm sure they've, from an individual point of view, been working with some of the best coaches in the world over the last 4 or 5 weeks, there's no doubt they would have picked up new skills and developed their games. And then, as I said before, just being able to compete against some of the best players in the world in front of a big audience, lots of viewers, to be able to go out, and it's a platform for them to go and show what they can do. And there's been a number of players from the UAE that have shown the world what they can do. They've not looked out of place. I know, in different teams, their roles change, don't always get the opportunity to open the batting or open the bowling. But I'm sure over time, if they keep improving, they'll become bigger parts of these teams going forward. So I think it's been a great platform for them, not only to improve, but to show everyone what they can do as well.
Colin, you have been playing a lot of cricket throughout the world, especially T20. How important it is for you, the players like you, playing in different continents to contain your physical and mental health?
If you can help me on the physical, that would be awesome. I find that pretty tough, but I think mentally you've just got to try and stay fresh, keep things. I'm pretty lucky. I get to travel a fair bit with my family as well, so they keep things fresh. You get back to the room and then you down at the pool or at the beach or doing something different. So that's the way I can keep mentally fresh. If I'm just, rewind a couple of years ago when you just play cricket, back to the hotel room, cricket, things can get quite draining, and especially when you're on the road for 3-4 months at a time, it can become quite tough. So for me, it's about the physical side is just doing little bits and pieces every day. I'm not going to get a lot stronger and fit over the back end of my career. It's just trying to stay as physically fit as I can to play cricket. You don't have to be the world's fittest athlete to play cricket, but you just got to keep doing the little things well. And recovering the older you get is very important.
Thank you, Colin. James, we wish you great success tomorrow. Hopefully, you'll have a fantastic final. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.